Welcome or welcome back on C-Square. In this video clip we're going to talk about geometric series. And the geometric series is nothing else than a sum of the terms of a geometric sequence. We do have a formula. Let's change this a little bit. It's B1 1 minus r to the n power over 1 minus r. Okay, and we'll see how we're going to use this formula. And also, another important thing about geometric series, they can converge. We're going to learn how we use this later if you take more math classes, if the common ratio is greater than -1 or and less than 1. That is the meaning of absolute value of r less than 1. So, let's take a look at this one. First of all, we need to find how many terms we have in the geometric series. So we're going to use this formula. We discussed about this one in a previous video clip. Okay, and here Bn, B sub n is 686, the last term in this geometric series. B1 is 2. The common ratio is 3, is the way we generate the sequence, and n minus 1. So how do we find here n? First of all, we're going to divide by 2, and we have 343 here, equals 3 to the n minus 1 power, and 343 is 3 to the 5th power, equals 3 to the n minus 1, and now we see n minus 1 equals 5, so because we have the same base here, so n will be 6. Okay, by doing this, we can go now to find the sum. And again, the formula is B1 1 minus r to the n power over 1 minus r. So in this case, it becomes what? CS6, right? Because we have 6 terms in this geometric series. And B1 is these two. We use it already in here. So we have 2 times 1 minus the common ratio r is these 3, right? 3 to the n 6 power over 1 minus 3. Oh, we're going to have 2 times 1 minus 3 to the 6th power, 729 over 1 minus 3, which also can be simplified. So what do we get here? 2 times negative 728 over negative 2. One way to do it is by simplifying, and we end up with 728. So the sum of the 6th term of this geometric series is 728. Pause this video clip and try number 2. If you end up with this answer for number 2, S sub 11 equals 6,141, wonderful job. As you notice, again, the same story. You need first to find how many terms you have in that geometric series, and then use the formula for finding the sum of those 11 terms in this case. We can see this sigma notation also in this type of series. So let's see what this guy means. This means if n is 1, we have 2, right? 2 to the first power is 2, n is 2, 2 to the second power, and so on. And the last term will be 2 to the 6th power. And of course you can evaluate this if you want, but we don't really want to do that in this case. We need to find the sum of the 6 terms. So that is the good about sigma notation. We start from 1 in this case and up to 6, so we have 6 terms. The first term is 2, right? And we have 1 minus, the common ratio is 2, okay, to the 6th power over 1 minus 2. So we have 2 times 1 minus 2 to the 6th power, that is 64, right, over 1 minus 2. So that will be 2 times negative 63 over negative 1. So that will be 126. The sum of the first 6 terms of this geometric sequence is 126. So the good thing about this sigma notation, you know how many terms you have. Look where you start from, where you end up. From 1 to 6, that means 6 terms. Pause this and try number 4. If you end up with 1096 for number 4, then you did a wonderful job. This is the thing that I mentioned at the beginning of the slide. If r is between 1 and negative 1, right? If the absolute value of r is less than 1, then you have a series that converges. These are the guys that converges. You're gonna need them later in some other math classes. But in this moment, what do we need? To find the sum of the first 6 terms. And what is the first term here? First term is gonna be 1/2, right? 1/2. Okay, so 1/2. 1 minus, what is the common ratio? It's still 1/2. This guy here is the common ratio. If you want to generate more guys, you can do it. Okay, so that is the common ratio. And then divide by 1 minus 1/2. And I know a lot of fraction here. So let's see, 1 over 2, 1 minus 1 over 64. 1 minus 1/2. So that will give us what? 1/2 times 63 over 64, right? Over 1 minus 1/2, it's 1/2. You can simplify like this here, and you end up with 63 over 64. That is the sum of the 6 terms of that geometric sequence. And you notice that is close to 1. Okay, and if you keep going, you're going to notice this series converges to 1. Okay, so pause the video clip and try number 6. So the sum of the sixth term of this geometric sequence at number 6, which has a common ratio of 1/3, less than 1, greater than -1, converges, it's 364 over 729. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click the like button down right and come back on C-Square for more math video clips. Thank you.